Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Although this isn't the first video I'm releasing this week, this is the first video I'm making this week. So I wanted to start the week off with a couple of raw vegan tips. And these tips are actually kind of coming from the psychology side a little bit more. I haven't thinking a little bit differently. As I've mentioned many times on here, I just have a hard time when I'm taking my son or when I have my certain times where I want to do something on YouTube. I'm just not finding anything that really inspires me to watch out there. I mean, I get to the sun some days and I've just been searching around until my time's almost up. So lately I've just been kind of exploring the podcast and looking at some different types of videos, and I've been listening to Rich Roll a good bit in the sun. I've been listening to Tony Robbins, which I'm really, he's different than I always thought Tony Robbins stuff would be. A lot of very practical stuff, and also a little bit by Jim Rohn. So I'm kind of thinking more in the psychological mode, the way, the mindset of things these days. So I just thought I would share a couple of thoughts with you here. People, like, I don't know, sometimes every day it's just like, okay, pull something else out of the hat. You pull something out of the hat to help somebody become raw vegan. They shoot that down. Well, blah, 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 blah. I can, and I can't, I won't, I haven't been able to, I'm not, blah, blah, blah. You pull something else out and you continue pulling things out, and people are just constantly shooting them down with excuses. But one of the main things I've noticed is people's way of looking at themselves, and they're always talking about, I can't do raw vegan, or I haven't been able to do raw vegan, or I'm not raw vegan. Maybe it's as simple as a mind shift. If you're trying to be raw vegan or whatever you're trying to do, maybe it's just as simple as a mind shift of trying to change your mind into seeing yourself as a raw vegan, instead of coming from this place where you're like, oh, well, I can't do it, and this, and I got that, and blah, 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 and the excuses just, and when people are giving the excuses, you just see it weighing them down. It's weighing them down even as they're doing it. So why not just think, set in your mind, I'm a raw vegan. Tony Robbins talks about that. He talks about changing something, he's talking about changing your story, and how people always have these things. And I've got that to a certain extent in another way, and I'm going to correct that. You've probably heard me mention multiple times on this channel, I am lazy. I say that all the time, and I kind of say it with a little bit of pride in it, like, nah, I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I'm not going to do that. And I've just been really catching myself lately, and some of this thought comes from my own, like a lot of things I listen to expand on thoughts that I'm having. Like, I don't just glom onto anything and like take their way of thinking, and I like to take bits and pieces from here and there. But yeah, that just really has hit me in the face in the last 4 or 5 days about always saying I am lazy. Because if I say I'm lazy, that's in my head, and that's very strong on our mentality and how we do things. So when I tell myself I'm lazy, that's my story. I'm a lazy person. So it gives me excuses not to get some of the things done that I need to get done. Hey, I can fly through this food stuff. The food stuff isn't easy. Eating raw, eating fruit, that's just like, it's picking up the fruit, peeling the fruit, eating the fruit. Raw vegan, I mean, that's nothing really, where I live. But, for other things, I struggle with other things. I struggle with procrastination. I do struggle. I have struggled from being lazy, but no more, because I'm not telling myself I'm lazy anymore. And maybe you just need to start changing your mentality on this thing. There's a lot. You have to find power. I've talked about things before like that. I think I did a video a while back about claiming your power. And that's just for me there, and just various thoughts I've had. Everything you need is within you. Every video there's going to be more videos made, but every pertinent video on any subject dealing with this raw vegan lifestyle has already been made. There's 14,375,684 raw vegan recipes out there. So what are you waiting for? What is that next great thing? What's going to be that great video? What's going to be that great program? What's going to be that great book that's going to make you do it? Nothing's going to make you do it. It's all going to come from in here. The day you decide to be raw vegan, you're going to be a raw vegan, just simply because you're going to do it. And it's not something, that's not even one of those tasks like, okay, I'm going from a couch potato to I'm going to run marathons and I'm going to win marathons. I mean, this is just something as simple as, like I say, I'm a raw vegan. I'm going to be a raw vegan. You eat a banana. When you get hungry again, you eat an orange, you eat an apple, you eat whatever, but you see what I'm talking about. And another one that I've talked about before, and I'm thinking about that one because of, you know, the 30-day raw vegan food challenge and the book that I'm writing. And, you know, in different, like as I'm writing down thoughts and making some notes sometime, I'm just thinking about it. It's about breaking it down. And then I've been talking about that, and I've been in that thought mode for a while. And yeah, then I'm watching a Tony Robbins, it wasn't a podcast, it was something on YouTube. And that's part of one of their programs, just talking about breaking down anything you're doing into small digestible steps. Now, it's easier to do like that, and also psychologically, because when you break it down into steps, you're constantly having successes. And those successes are good for your psychology of doing anything you're doing, because you kind of get rolling, you know, you get on a roll, you get some momentum going. I've been doing this. I've had a bad attention span for years, so I've been doing this. I don't know if bad attention span is what should be saying, but like if I drive somewhere, when I used to drive, when I was living in the States, if I had a long drive, I couldn't just think of like like sometimes I drive from Miami up to North Florida, and I couldn't think of like an 8 or 10 hour drive. So I'd break it down into sections. You know, I'm getting, okay, now I'm from Miami to Palm Beach, and now I'm up into this area. Ooh, now I'm in Central Florida. But anything I've ever done, or even work at work, like different things, it's just always worked for me to break things down into smaller tasks. And it gives you that feeling of accomplishment as you're going. As you get to each milestone, you do build that momentum, because you're doing little accomplishments along the way. You're there, you've done 10%, you've done 20%, you're working, but you're just working on this one thing at any given time. And that's what I'm doing with the 30-day raw vegan food challenge, is just really trying to make it not detailed, but not detailed like, okay, you need to eat at this time, eat at that time, whatever, but just having a process of letting things go and a process of picking things up. And it's just about do it little by little, poco a poco, which is kind of a little slang and a popular saying down here. It's always just little by little gets things done. Everybody, you know, don't let the ego thing get in the way. This will come in really well with the whole breaking it down. Some people can't break it down like that because the ego gets in the way, and they're the ones they hear one person say, I went raw overnight, and they're like beating that chest. I've got the power. I'm going raw overnight. Some people can do it, but I would say the vast majority don't. In fact, if I had to just pull a number out of nowhere and guesstimate, I'd say maybe one out of 10, maybe 2 out of 10 make it by going overnight, going raw vegan overnight. For the rest, you know, break it down into more digestible bites. Like I say, with this 30-day raw vegan food challenge, the system I'm trying to come up with is like, and you know, I'm not a writer, so it's going to probably be kind of crude, or I may have to get somebody to polish it up for me, but it's basically, yes, it's 3 programs, raw till noon, raw till dinner, and then fully raw. But like I say, I'm breaking down that third part, fully raw, into 3 different parts too. So basically, I have no doubt that somebody could go from a standard American diet to fully raw in 5 months. Some people, okay, maybe we could some people could fast track and do 3 months, but 5 months. Now think about it. You know, I don't know how, even if you're very young, let's say you're even in your early 20s, 5 months isn't all that long of a time. And for most of us, we've done, you know, we've put a lot of time into doing the opposite, putting bad things in our body, having bad habits. So really, isn't it worth it if you have a systematic way to get from point A to point B, and you know you're going to get there, instead of just like, you know, home run hitter, swing for the fences, I'm going to be fully raw off the bat. So anything in life, break it down into smaller tasks, smaller jobs. But anyhow, just thought I would start the week off with that, and hope you enjoyed it. If you like this one, please give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll hit that subscribe button and come back for more. And when you hit that subscribe button, click on the little bell and check send notifications. That way you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, because it's another beautiful week here on the mountain. Love you guys. Peace.